Yes, Your Honor.
Alexander Prologoy.
Yes, Your
Isaac
Honor.
Ochieng.
Yes, Your Honor.
Michael Wapukala.
Yes, Your Honor.
Evans Kimayo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ali Sudi.
Yes, Your Honor.
If it pleases you, Your
Can you
Honor.
all stand up?
Your Honor, on behalf of the prosecution, we have Mr. Smith. On behalf of the defense, we have Mr. Callisto, Madam Sigay, and Mr. Mbarak for the sixth accused person. On behalf of the family, Voco Africa, IMLU, and the Law Society of Kenya, Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, with no order in particular, Your Honor, we have Madam Wewa, Mr. Yagon, Mr. Wanjir, Mr. Abuya Mogendi, and I, the poet, Your Honor. We are ready to proceed.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor, I am ready to proceed with 3 witnesses who will be appearing online, and I'll begin with at Nyandaro prison. The rest I've just informed them to tell them to leave the office so that they don't have to hear what the witness will have to testify. Alex?
Alex.
Yes. Present, sir.
This is PW.
Should be 12, yeah.
Yes.
Chana mkono wako wa kulia.
Your Honor, before we can proceed,
Yes.
the witnesses who I believe to understand the under witness protection are only 2. Alex is not among the said witnesses under the witness protection. The last time we were in court, you had issued a production order for Mr. Alex. You have previously mentioned before court that criminal cases are cases to proceed in open court. For the witnesses under witness protection, their physical appearance can be exempted. However, for Alex, I was expecting to see him in court. No plausible reason has been explained as to why he has not, or as to why he's not in open court. For the other two witnesses under witness protection, Your Honor, my only concern is whether they are within the same room or vicinity, because if that is the case, then the testimony they're going to give before court will be a violation of my client's right to fair hearing. So I would really urge the Honorable Court to confirm and guarantee that indeed the witnesses are in separate rooms, or rather there is an officer of the court to ensure that the witnesses are separated. That's all from my end. Unless my colleague has something to add. Oh, for the record, I'm ready to proceed.
Yes, please, Your Honor, my name is Mbaraka. I do concur with the sentiments of my friend, Mr. Leon. And I wish to bring to the court's attention that this being a public interest matter, and that maybe we may intend to rely on some other documents, it is very crucial that all the three accused persons, or all the three witnesses, physically appear in court. Your Honor, I also wish to question whether the PO was extracted and properly served in time to enable the production of the three witnesses in court today. On my side, I'm ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Yes, just to respond on the sentiments of my colleagues. Number one, Alex Maina, if you remember, he was here, he was ready to testify, and you gave an order for him to be taken to hospital, which he was taken to hospital, and appeal issued for him to testify today. And as such, Your Honor, he was transferred to Nyandarua GK prison. And Your Honor, there will be no prejudice whatsoever for him to testify online. And Your Honor, for the record, with the 3 witnesses we have today, we do not intend to use or to produce any documents. They'll not be referring to any documents whatsoever. They'll only be giving their testimonies. And on the issue of them being in the same room, I can actually indicate to Nakuru Main Prison to log out and have them log in after we are done with the one at Nyandarua Prison.
Yona, may I say this on behalf of the organizations watching brief? Number one, we do not find the misapprehension by our colleagues to be founded on anything, at least not even in law. The witnesses are not the accused persons. The law would require that during trial, it must be the accused persons who must be present in court. I haven't heard where, if a witness is not personally, physically present in court, that trial would be compromised in any way. If anything, we would be the prosecution who may be worried about the attendance of their witnesses and not the other way. Number two, as has been indicated, indeed you can confirm that the witness logged in from Nyandarua is the very witness that was stood down for reasons that he was unwell. He was actually PW10 for the record, so he's not a new witness. He's the very witness that was stood down. The other two, who my colleague informs the court were under protection. Indeed, they were under protection, and they're still under that protection. A protection order was issued. We also do not know why they were not brought to court. Although we tried following up together with the prosecution, there must have been an issue with the prison. But now that they are here and they are ready to testify, no prejudice will be suffered if they testify virtually. Your Honor, for that reason, whereas Mr. Callisto would need the court to personally give an undertaking that there would be an officer there, perhaps that would be for the court to do, and maybe not for the prosecution or even ourselves, because it has required a personal undertaking of the court. That would be for the court to give, and not from our part. For that reason, for us here, as counsel watching brief, we are ready to proceed.
Your Honor, I can add something. I would have expected Mr. Callisto coming back from holiday to be re-energized and to be looking forward to proceed, but it looks like he's still fatigued and would want to have this matter adjourned. Your Honor, 2 issues. The rights of accused persons are listed in Article 50 of the Constitution of Kenya. None of them has been violated. Number 2, what the court has done is to fast-track the hearing of this case from the word go. And Mr. Callisto would remember that in the advent of COVID-19, the Chief Justice then David Kenani Maraga, and subsequently Lady Justice Martha Koome, have gazetted rules on virtual hearings. Luckily for Mr. Callisto, Your Honor, and that is why I said his application really is very timid. It is the weakest applications made in the recent past before this court. There is no alleged violation of the rights of the accused persons by doing virtual proceedings, which are gazetted. Virtual proceedings are gazetted. A witness appearing in camera or appearing virtually is now allowed. Mr. Callisto needed to appreciate the importance of technology in expeditious determination of cases under Article 159 of the Constitution of Kenya. And Your Honor, the application inched on no basis must fall on its stomach. We are ready to proceed, Your Honor.
I've heard the application by the defense. It's not an application per se, but a concern. It's true that this court issued a production order requiring the attendance of the witness, particularly the one named Alex, requiring him to attend court physically today. This was the consensus on the date the matter was last in court. I must appreciate the level of honesty expressed by Mr. Abuya in his wondering why the witness is not in court. Just to emphasize, a production order is an order of the court. I would have wished to follow up on this, but as it is, there is no evidence of extraction, or even service of the production order on the prison the witness is held. I therefore leave it at that. Looking at the substance of the application, the law permits for virtual hearing. There are gazetted rules to that effect. The person appearing being a witness, I shall permit them to testify virtually, but within the gazetted rules. I therefore direct the witness, with the help of the attending prison officer, to be heard sequentially and to protect the sanctity of the proceedings herein. I direct that the witnesses shall be admitted sequentially until notified. The witnesses logged in from Nakuru prison shall leave the platform and be admitted when required. We shall, as suggested, begin with the witness at Nyandarua prison. The witnesses from Nakuru GK prison shall temporarily leave the platform and shall be admitted once PW12 concludes its evidence.
Can you log out?
Nakuru next prison, can you log out? Nakuru prison, can you hear the court? mute yourself. Unanisikia Alex?
Nakupata.
Utainua mkono wako wa kulia, alafu tarudia vile nakuambia.
Ndio.
Na hapa mbele ya Mungu.
Hapa mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu.
Na mbele ya koti.
Na mbele ya koti.
Ushahidi utakaoutoa.
Ushahidi utakaoutoa.
Kuhusu kesi hii.
Kuhusu hii kesi hii.
Ni ukweli.
Ni ukweli.
Ukweli mtupu.
Ukweli mtupu.
Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Sawa, asante.
Alex, unanisikia?
Nakupata.
Unaweza elezea koti majina yako kamili?
Kwa majina kamili ni Alex Maina Jenga.
Na uko na unaishi wapi ama uko wapi kwa saa hii?
Kwa saa hii niko Nyandarua.
Nyandarua wapi?
Kwa upande wa prison.
Na unaweza elezea mahakama matukio ya tarehe 18 Januari mwaka huu?
Ndio.
Tafadhali tuelezee.
Nilikuwa nimetoka nyumbani naelekea kukata nyasi kwa eneo la sewage. Yapo rafiki yangu Brian aliweza kuteremka chini akanipata pale hapo nikikata nyasi.
Na kabla hujatuelezea unaweza tuambia wewe na wewe rafiki yako mlikuwa mmejuana kwa miaka ngapi ama mnajuana kwa miaka ngapi?
Tumejuana kwa muda wa miaka 3.
Kwa hivyo unamjua vizuri kabisa?
Mimi namjua vizuri.
Na ameendelea?
Aliweza kunipata pale nikikata nyasi. Jambo la kwanza ninisalimia, nikasalimika. Akaniuliza hapa kama nimeona kitu yoyote, nikamwambia japo sijaona. Na ni kama moyo wake ilikuwa inakataa kupita hiyo laini. Nilimwambia hakuna wanyama hii laini ama simba iko hii eneo baba yao. Nikamueleza labda inaweza kuwa.
Na kabla na hiyo ilikuwa saa ngapi hivi? Ilikuwa masaa ya saa ngapi?
Ilikuwa ni muda wa saa 4.
Na ameendelea?
Vile niniambia cha aelekee hapa kidogo atafute angalau kaunga. Nao mimi nilimwambia nimueleza afike salama arudi salama.
Na ukisema kutafuta unga unamaanisha nini?
Alikuwa na tafuta kipato chake hapo hivyo yenye anazalisha nao familia kila siku alikuwa anatoa hapo ndani.
So alikuwa anafanya nini kulisha familia?
Biashara ya uvuvi.
Na ameendelea?
Aliweza kuteremka chini na upande anawasko ndani pole. Nikamwona ameenda, nikabaki nikikata nyasi. Japo muda kama every 10 minutes niweza kusikia mgurumo wa land cruiser, sauti yake ikipinywa kwa kasi sana. Japo hapo niliweza kusikia sauti ya babangu mzazi akiniambia hapo paliupa toka haraka sana. Alikuwa kwa kibonde anakata hata nyasi. Niliweza kusikia vile jambo ameniambia na nikatoka mbio kwa upesi. Wakati ninakimbia mbio nikielekea nje, niliona mwenzangu Brian akikimbizwa na hiyo gari kwa kasi sana.
Hiyo gari unaweza tuelezea hilo gari linakaa namna gani?
Ni aina ya cruiser, ilikuwa na matairi 2 nyuma. Ilikuwa na matairi 2 imewekwa hapa kwa hiyo hema yake hapo nyuma.
Na ameendelea?
Hapo nilitoka nje hapo kwa fence, niliweza kumwambia jaribu kung'ang'ana, kimbia, na aling'ang'ana akavuka mtaro, hiyo iko hapo karibu na hiyo fence, akarudi akavuka mtaro. Hiyo gari ilikuja ikasimama hapo karibu na hiyo mtaro, japo maskari wengi sana walishuka na kumfuata.
Bwana, nilikuwa nakuja kuniambia wewe ndio ulikuja kuhoji mimi na Kanada. Mwana Kanada alikuja kuhoji. Na hebu nataka utufafanulie lile nguo ambalo yule mtu alikuwa nalo hapo ndani. Lilikuwa, nataka urudie. Ilikuwa inakaaje? Sawa. Sawa. Sawa, asante. Asante sana kwa ushahidi wako. Mtanitia
Yes. Smith. Prosecutor,
yes, you know.
are we able to proceed freely?
You know, we'll be seeking for an adjournment. You know, can the last witness testify on them? Can huh?
No,
Sister in the same cell.
yes.
I think because the
I'm saying this for two reasons. One, assessing from the time of taken on PW 13, we may not conclude. For one reason, there is a written mass for
Oh yes, yes.
the cancer. It is the late Jackson. This cannot be attended the funeral tomorrow. I wish to attend the mass. Therefore, we are not going to hear the next witness. I'll give you another date.
You know, I'll be making a question. Can the said witness testify on the scene? Because it's a new scene that is coming up.
If it's in custody, then there will be logistical problems.
Very well, Your Honor. Your Honor, it'll just be brought to open court.
Yes, what we can do, this is the last witness,
Yes, the last witness on the eye.
then the IO will testify
Yes,
at the
yes.
same. So, can we have it on Monday?
Monday is convenient to us for the family, victims, and the representative, the
Yes,
respective
one
organizations.
So then we take a date, we go and hear the IO.
Very well, Your Honor.
The only thing, Your Honor, that I'll probably request the court to pronounce itself on, there's a witness who was taken to Nyandarua 1 week ago, and we had a struggle getting the witness to testify online when there was already a production order. We do not want to say much about this, but we would only request the court to pronounce itself that before Monday, this witness who is serving a sentence should not be relocated from Nakuru GK prison, as it happened to the other witness, and we almost ran into the trouble of not getting what that witness wanted to say. That would be my request, because if this witness was transferred, and I'm not imputing any ill motive, but you could see the interference that arose. If he was transferred outside Nakuru, then we're going to run into trouble, and the calendar of the court, which was moving seamlessly, is going to be scattered. That would be my request. Otherwise, Monday
Yes,
is convenient
that
to
is
us.
what I was asking. Is this witness under witness protection? And is there any army we direct that to testify here in court?
Your Honor, this witness and the other witness who testified were actually under witness protection. Now, just like counsel has noted, we wouldn't want to impute ill motive. But it shook us this morning to learn that the other witness was transferred to Nyandaru. And thereafter there was an application by counsel. And for us, dots started getting connected and sense was made. So I would support the application by counsel, that the court pronounces itself on that particular witness not being relocated, so that then we have them testify. If there has to be any relocation thereafter, it happens after that witness testifies.
No one is answering my question.
They were under witness protection.
I think the complication that is there, Your Honor, is that when you are under witness protection agency and you are imprisoned, it becomes very complicated now because you have to be in custody, you have to serve a sentence, and then there is an agency. It's a very complicated balance which we may not be able to address at this juncture, but initially they should be under the witness protection agency. The problem again is that they are now under the Director General of Kenya Prison Service again. But Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, represented by Madam Wewa, is firmly on the case. They have been following it up and they know what is happening. So they are following it up very keenly and we are happy she's here in court.
If I may, it is very clear that Alex was not under witness protection. Alex Maina was not on witness protection. Whatever. The transfer of Alex from Nakuru to Nyandarua. And what I can say, Your Honor, this is a blame game that the prosecution is putting in the prison. This production order was not served, Your Honor. It was intentional. There is no proof of service. Even the order was not in court. It was not extracted. Your Honor, I did myself personally serve the production order to one Mr. Barasa.
Yeah, unless Mr. Mbarak would want to cross-examine me.
What is the name of the witness?
Michael Kipi Rono.
Perhaps as you give directions, you would also wish to make an application. It is not a necessary application. I'm saying this a little painfully because there were directions already by Your Honor. There are directions already by Your Honor on the issue of discovery. Now, we are aware as counsel for the victims that an application was made in this court by the prosecution that KWS does provide all material that would be asked of them by the IO and the DPP relevant to this course. Indeed, the DCI, I'm glad the IO is here, confirms to us that on the 22nd of July 2022, they did write to the director, assistant director to be precise, Kenya Wildlife Services, Lake Nakuru National Park, to provide them with the occurrence book and more specifically for the dates starting 1st January 2025 to 6th February 2025. Now the response to that letter was done on the 24th of July, and the response was that this is therefore to inform you to be patient as the same is being acted upon accordingly. Those two letters are available for your perusal. Council has made an inquiry across the table and is been told make an application. Now this is interesting because Council for the Defense, who are also Council for KWS, are telling us to apply before court when there was an order already by this court to KWS directing that they comply, and more particularly, burden was placed upon a colleague here, Mr. Callisto himself, to ensure particular compliance. Now Mr. Callisto says, make an application. Perhaps I would not risk asking for sanctions upon council because he is aiding and possibly abetting disobedience of the directions of this court. But can Your Honor again pronounce yourself on this issue so that counsel will tell us whether he is willing to advise his client to comply or not, so that then we know what to do. If we may be asked by our clients to move that there be contempt charges against Callisto's client, we may also need to cite Callisto, who is an officer of this court, for the same. Because if he's asking us to make an application over issues that are settled, what then do we have to do? Are we that helpless? Counsel continues to enjoy audience of this court, purportedly appearing for his clients, but on the other side is also aiding and abetting disobedience of this court's orders. Your Honor, I'm saying this a little emotionally because whereas I'm supposed to distance emotion from this, it is becoming frustrating, and Your Honor may need to then pronounce yourself on that issue, even as we seek to adjourn the matter and have it heard on a date that is convenient to the court. And perhaps before Mr. Callisto responds, I'm aware my colleague Mr. Smith would have a word or two to say on the same.
Yes, Your Honor, that is the position. Your Honor, the IO who is here actually did a letter, and Your Honor, he was just told to be patient. And Your Honor, you gave directions last time we were in court that anything that you were intending to use, we have it supplied within 7 days from that date. And Your Honor, the letter that you responded to was just asked to be patient, and the IO has been patient, and thus making this application so that the court can issue directions accordingly.
district that court has directed, we furnish any documentations. We have complied with all court orders and directions up to this stage of the proceedings. Your Honor, the document being requested by the prosecutor, which is an OB extract, is a document for good order and in the interest of justice. It's a document that ought to have been requested before the prosecution witnesses, and in particular the KWS witnesses who came to testify in this court. Those witnesses have already testified. With respect to that document, and in the event that the court is inclined to grant the prosecution orders that they be supplied with the OB extract, then we reserve the right to recall all the 5 witnesses, all the 5 KWS witnesses who have already testified on that document. That's all, Your Honor. What is it? This is in respect to Callisto. Okay, then yes.
On this side, I just want to echo the sentiments of my colleague, Mr. Callisto. I have no objection with the said OB extract being produced in court. But I also request that, indeed, if the court allows that, then we recall also the Assistant Director, Mr. Emmanuel Koech. Who had already testified and produced all the KWS documents. That is all.
You're a quick rejoinder. Callisto Counsel, Learned, has not told the court why those documents are not being supplied to the IO as requested. He has instead, in his mind, said those documents will be produced here and we reserve a right to recall. The same thing goes to Learned Counsel, Mbarak. No documents have been produced in this court. We are saying the IO, who is the investigating officer, is saying, supply me with these documents. What I would do with those documents is not for Callisto to know or Mbarak. He's saying, supply us with those documents. Instead, Mr. Callisto is actually agreeing to abetting what I told the court. He's actually saying, I advised, without saying it, that don't give them. it is even more reason why Callisto should actually be sanctioned by this court. And I recall the court's words, that the court will be very cross with Mr. Callisto. I think that is the time. This is the time that the court should be very cross with him. If anything, we are asking that the court's orders are not just suggestions, they are orders. They are orders to be obeyed. And for the 18th time, can they just be obeyed? This court has teeth, it can bite. Can it bite now? I think Mr. Smith had something to also say. But we are asking that they comply and the court actually bites.
Your Honor, for the record, investigations are ongoing processes, Your Honor. And as such, Your Honor, Mr. Callisto and Mr. Mubarak cannot purport now to usurp the prosecution's powers and know whether this document is going to be used in this court. Your Honor, let them adhere to the directions that you will give, and let the same be communicated to his clients. Now, I am not sure who is representing now.
Before embarking on this court's directions on the application that has just been put across by Mr. Abuya and the prosecutor, I wish to direct that due to time constraints and the court's engagement later this afternoon, this matter is rescheduled for further hearing on the 8th of September 2025 at 11 a.m. The hearing shall be physical, and on that note, I direct that the witness, Michael Njoroge, who is serving sentence at Nakuru GK prison, be physically available in court on that date. And on the application, I do not ordinarily make orders twice. But for clarity, let me make these orders not for the first or the second time, but for the third time. I expressed myself on the 12th of May 2025. I repeated in emphasizing the same orders on the 19th of March 2025. With the expression of non-compliance as put forth by the prosecutor and the counsel for the family of the victim, who placed every reliance on the expression by the investigating officer, who is at the verge of citing frustration, repeat that every document required by the investigating officer and in possession of Kenya Wildlife Service be supplied. I'm worried by the sentiments of Mr. Callisto, which imputes some element of discretion of what to supply and not what not to. My orders cited above were and are still very clear. I therefore reiterate my said orders. All the documents requested by the investigating officer be supplied within 3 days of today. For certainty of compliance of the said orders, I issue summons to the Assistant Director and the in charge of Lake Nakuru National Park to appear before this court, and for clarity physically to confirm compliance of supply of all the documents requested by the IO which is in their possession, and compliance as per the period stipulated above. His appearance in court shall be on the 8th of September 2025 at 11 a.m. before we commence the trial. Those are my directions.
We are much obliged.
That is all. Thank you. We meet on Monday at 11 a.m.